Hi, how's it going? Today I have another vintage reel I want to show you. This is an abumatic 150 made in Sweden. So this is a reel. It's pretty special reel. This is a reel I've been trying to find for quite a while, and I finally got my hands on one. So we're going to see how good this reel is, and see if it can take place as what I think is the best spin cast reel ever made. Currently, this is what I think is the best spin cast reel ever made. It's a Daiwa Gold Cast 508 RL. This is from the 80s. Just one one ball bearing, oscillating spool, fairly high speed, 4-to-1 gear ratio. But I'm just going to set that aside. So back to this one. Yeah, this reel, I'm guessing this one's from the 70s, most likely. It's probably not that old. Here's a 136 from the same time area. This one would be a budget model. It's still really good quality and really smooth, but this front cover here is plastic and it has a stationary spool. So let's take a closer look at this one. So this one has some nice weight to it. Like I said, this is a 150. They made so many models. 120 is probably the most common, and the 170, which has a red cover, and that one is a lot bigger reel and a lot heavier. This is a smaller version, pretty much smaller version of 170. This one has your oscillating spool, and this one doesn't have star drag. Your drag is right here, just this nut right here. So we'll just see what's good about this reel and what's bad about it, if anything. So the front cover comes off right here. It's pretty lightweight. This reel here, here's your line stopper right here. That's really thick rubber. That's not going to wear out. And here's your spinner head, and that's really hard chrome steel. Like you're not going to find any cuts on any of these Abu reels like this from the line, rubbing against it. A lot of the old lower end reels like Zebcos and stuff, you'll see that quite a bit. You see the cut, and a lot of Zebcos, like a lot of the old 33s, will have whatever they made this material out of here. It would crumble a lot, and you'd have to replace it with something. You're not going to find that on these reels. These reels are really, really overbuilt. And to take the front cover off, you just twist it like that. So here's your front cover right here. It's pretty heavy, a lot of weight to it, solid. This has one pickup pin. I think they just use the same part for different reels. So you could, if you had a similar Abu reel, you could probably take a pin out and make it two, but one is fine. So here you can, just going to turn this and you can see the spool moving up and down. That really makes a big difference. So to get your spool off, just make this partial turn. Here's your aluminum spool. There's two studs that fit in here on this plate. Just better look at it. This part here is all brass, so that's nothing here going to wear. And the handles on the side here, which fits perfectly with your thumb. Take a quick look inside. So there's two side plate screws. So we'll just pop these off. There's one. So here's the gearing inside. So you have your brass main gear here. Here's your pinion gear. I think it's probably stainless steel. I'm not sure. I don't think it's brass. So there's your crosswind block right. There's your oscillation block right here. So that just has a stud that's on the main gear. So most like most spinning reels. You can see when I turn the handle, just making that plate move up and down like that. So it's pretty simple. I'm not going to take it apart any further because there's kind of a lot going on in here with the drag. So I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm just going to pop this back on here. It's pretty easy. Pretty easy reel to work on. A lot of these older reels, I don't take them completely apart. I'll just take off a few parts and just spray the hell out of it with WD-40 and just dissolve all the grease and just put some fresh grease on it and call it good. And as long as it's operating smoothly, that's really all you need to do, as long as your drag is working fine and everything. I'll put this one screw back in. I got that set right. This piece goes in the handle like that. Forgive me, it's just a bit awkward on camera. Just trying to get that bottom screw lined up, and it's not. It's a bit difficult, but I finally got it. Just going to tighten these up. If I was doing this at home, no camera involved, would be simple, but whenever you get behind a camera and try to do something intricate, it's always a lot harder. Trying to watch through the lens at the same time. So that screws back in, and you take your spool again, put it on, front cover, tighten that down. You just turn that, just watch that front cover, like look how perfectly balanced it is. Like this is super smooth reel. I don't know what these cost back in the day, but they were probably on the pricey side, on the higher end side. And like the Garcia, that was Abu was maker of these reels. Garcia was the company that distributed them with the distribution in North America. So it's just the Abu was really the maker. So I really like the color of that one too. And like I said, your drag is here, so you can adjust your drag. You probably need a coin for that. And once you adjust your drag, you just have the drag that you can. If you turn back a quarter turn, it will give you half drag, and when you start reeling again, it'll go back to your original setting. So yeah. So this, I don't know, I'd probably use 6 or 8 pound line on this. I usually don't go any more than 8 pound line on spincast. And here's another one you can compare it to. That's it's a Johnson Century 100B, so it's roughly the same size. So it's a little bit, definitely thicker and stuff. And a lot of people like these old Johnsons. I like them too, but these are like way a huge step up from that. So I don't know, I think it's definitely the one or two best spin cast reels ever made. It's between these two, as far as I'm concerned. And cover back on. Yeah, I think between these two right here, like, you know, like, there's a lot of people out there that just use these. People out there just use Zebcos. People out there just use Johnson. Like I would put Johnson above Zebco any day. But when if you want to get a more serious reel with some more features, like your oscillating spool and stuff, I think this reel here is tough, really tough to beat. And like I said, I'll ever use a spin cast, and just mount this on a rod here to see what it looks like. Yeah, fits the hand really well. Like where the push button is. So as far as I'm concerned, these old rods, I think a lot of people call them pistol grip rods. I think that these make spin cast reels so much better, and I don't know if I'd even use a spin cast reel if I didn't have this type of rod. I have several of these, and they're way better than modern rods as far as I'm concerned. And I'm going to make a video pretty soon about pistol grip rods and why they're so good, and why they're underappreciated. Of course, they're not made anymore. That's probably a big reason why you don't see them much, but they're still out there. Anyway, that's going to be it for the video. Thanks for watching. See you next video.